and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us right here on this Friday with me, Betty Kialo. Wacha niseme Happy New Year because hatujapatana this whole year. I hope you've started it well. I hope you're safe, you're healthy, in high spirits. Hata kama maneno ni ngumu, but tunajaribu kujaribu. I really missed you guys and I hope you've missed me too. It's going to be a fantastic 1 hour, of course. Of course, we have the top stories tonight, but apart from that, tuko na Dragon mwenyewe, yani Stivo. You know, I told him to be here at exactly 8:30. Lakini sijui Stivo maze mambo si shega, I guess. Let me just give him a call and see amefika wapi mtu. Oh my, hata amekata simu yangu. Dragon, but anyway, he says he's almost here and of course he's going to be talking to us. We just wanted to start the year on a light note, happy note, tucheke kidogo, and therefore that's why we have him coming, of course, here in the studio. We have, of course, another fantastic conversation with the one and only Willis Ochieng, coming live and direct to us from Kisii County. And you know what? He's going to be helping us tackle very difficult pronunciations. Is it spontaneous? Of course, he is definitely, oh, Steve is here. Okay, Willis, we have Willis, but Steve is here, hana microphone. Niko hapa. Unanigoteja kama boys baze. Ini nini umevaa? Magwanda. Oh my goodness, you guys know. Ini nini umevaa? Uko na saa mkono 4 sasa. Anyway, sasa wewe ndo Dragon mwenyewe sasa. Hebu kuja hapa salimia wasi. Si unaongea Instagram. Sasa ulikuwa
Hi people.
Ongea na nguvu sasa sababu una microphone.
Yep. Who is Steve Superboy? AKA Mzoma Tulinga. AKA Dragon. Wa Africa. Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. Faibu kwanza Steve, is it easy viatu? What is this?
Unajua? Nikisema sanaa. Sanaa si uimbaji peke yake. Sanaa kuna mavazi, kuna uchoraji. Yaani kile kitu ni sanaa.
Wazara si akugote hizi mikono zingine. Hizi zingine. So Steve Papa is here, and you know what? Wasa wanakupenda because you know when I posted that he's going to be joining us tonight, and everybody was just so excited. Yani Wakenya wamekutambua kabisa.
Najua bila mimi Kenya si Kenya.
And I'm going to share a microphone. Oh my goodness, what a great start to the show. Really looking forward to talking to him. And if you actually have any question that you want to ask him, just talk to me on my Instagram page. So we have Willis, and also we'll be having a conversation with the Vice Chancellor of Mount Kigali University. He's going to be talking to us about why you should consider taking your kid or yourself, you know, to go and study in Rwanda. It's going to be a fantastic 1 hour, as you can tell. Let's begin the show with the highlights. Parents and students of Lugulu girls in shock after the students failed to receive their 2024 examination results.
Know what happened. We want to have the results. We want to know, because Lugulu girls is the pride of Bungoma. Is one of the best performing national schools in Bungoma. Nani macho yetu.
3 people feared dead following a light aircraft accident in Kwachocha village, Malindi. President William Ruto has vowed not to allow enemies of progress to undermine his development agenda for the country. This as he puts online critics on notice.
This country is making progress, and the progress of Kenya will not be sabotaged by saboteurs who are against the progress of our nation.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Of course, our sign language interpreter is Rhoda Nyamai. Let's begin with our top stories tonight. And some sad news, actually. Well, we, of course, have this incident that happened today. 3 people have died after a light aircraft crashed in Chocha. Malindi is sub-county, Kilifi County. Now, the plane, reportedly operated by aviation students, crash-landed in a public area, killing the 2 boda riders and a pillion passenger. Now, the aircraft operators who survived the injuries are currently receiving treatment. Investigations are also underway.
The light aircraft, identified as Cessna 172, operated by the Kenya Aeronautical College, came down at a public space on the Malindi-Mombasa highway after reportedly developing technical hitches. According to eyewitnesses, the aircraft flamed up upon crash landing, killing 2 bodaboda riders and a pillion passenger.
Tulikuwa tunapita tukienda Malindi, tukaona ajali, ndege imeanguka na ikawa zile makwapa yakagonga mama, akakatika kichwa, alikuwa na dereva wake. Ndege nayo pia ikachomeka, wale pilot pale ndani wakaruka wote, wameenda hospitali wakiwa salama. Baada ya ndege kuanguka, kulikuwa na kijana wa bodaboda amekaa hapo, ile ndege ikamlalia, yeye pia akachomeka hadi akakufa.
Reports also indicate that the light aircraft was on a routine training flight and was being operated by 3 individuals, including a captain, a trainee, and an instructor, who all escaped with injuries. The cause of the crash, which led to the loss of 3 lives, is still unclear, and a probe has been launched by the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority to establish the exact circumstances.
Nimetoka hivi Talatha, nikakuja na pikipiki, kufika hapa mbele tu hapa, naona watu wako mbio sana. Na nikashuka kwa pikipiki, nikakuja hapa mbio, kufika hapa ndege inaungua. Ndege inaungua kabisa, lakini uzuri pia gari za fire zilikuwa zimeingia, kaanza kumwaga maji. Sasa kimwaga maji moto nao unazidi. Kimwaga kwa sababu ya mafuta nafikiri ya ndege. Kimwaga maji moto unazidi. Tukakimbizwa mbio. Kwa kuna maiti 2 hapa zimeanguka.
The incident has left residents of Chocha in Malindi with grief and shock as they call for speedy investigations. The injured crew members were taken to Taufik Hospital in Malindi.
Wanaohusika na hizi ndege na airport wazidi kuongeza safety. Wasifikirie safety ni ndani ya airport peke yake, kwa sababu all these are dangerous zone areas ambazo ndege zikija zina land, so lazima safety ipatikane katika area. Wasiconcentrate na inside sana.
Arnold Adidi, TV47.
Pole sana to those affected there. Now, parents and students of Lugulu Girls High School are in shock after the school's 2024 KCSE results were withheld, while frustrated parents who spoke to TV47 expressed, of course, their frustrations, of course, and of course, spending so much money in school fees without, of course, receiving clear answers from the school administration. The management is reportedly addressing the issue in a circular.
Hours late after the release of the KCSE results across the country, the situation is different at Lugulu Girls High School. On Friday since morning, students and parents were left in confusion as the fate of the results was still unknown. Anxiety running high in the institution as a good number of candidates failed to receive their results. Sources within the institution also revealing that the results were withheld by the National Examination Council. With the majority of parents disappointed over the lack of results, the school management advised them to remain patient as they tried to follow up on the matter.
Eagerly waiting for the results. The anxiety that the parents are having is that they want the results of their children, the community at large. They are very anxious waiting for the results. Sasa mimi nataka kuomba serikali kwamba majibu ya watoto wa Lugulu Girls High School.
Meanwhile, celebrations are still going on at Sikata Village, Kabuchai constituency after Ivy Anyone, a student at Munyore Girls High School, scored an A plane in all the subjects.
I'd like to advise everyone out there to believe in themselves and to have confidence in what they're doing and to always strive to be the best at what they do.
I'd like to thank God. I'd like to appreciate. Ivy has been a blessing. She won the award, Nation Essay Writing Award last year.
Nilifurahi, nikafurahi sana na kupitia kwa maombi, kwa hakika huyu ni mchukuu wa kwanza kuperform vile ameperform. Nashukuru Yesu.
The situation was the same at Alliance High School's Abraham Waters home as celebrations go on at Chekulo Village after he scored an A.
The destination was good, but the journey was the most important thing because that's where we carried all the lessons from.
Nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu yeye ndiye amewezesha huyu mjukuu wangu kufanya vile amefanya. Nimefurahia sana, hata sina la kusema.
Tunasema asanti kwa Abraham kwa kutuletea kwa hii boma.
Meanwhile, Poiwek Secondary School in Ainamoi Sub-County, Kericho County was filled with excitement and celebration after achieving remarkable success in the 2024 KCSE exams. The school reached a big milestone with 50 candidates earning grade of C+ and above, qualifying them for university admission. And even as celebrations filled the air in different parts of the country, the big problem that is exam malpractice still rears its ugly head during the exam period. Cabinet Secretary for Education Julius Migos revealing Thursday that 840 candidates were involved in exam malpractices and the examination results cancelled.
Rule number 8, to withhold the results of any candidate or examination center suspected of having been involved in an examination irregularity or malpractice pending completion of investigations. To this end, the results of 2,829 candidates suspected to have involved in the examination irregularities have been withheld.
The government is expected to conduct a review and investigations in the next 30 days on the exams and give feedback. Paul Kerobe, TV47.
All right, to some great news, and several KCSE candidates have defied all odds to excel in the 2024 exams. Caleb Kigmeno has achieved a record-breaking performance in his village with a grade A from Kapsabet Boys, while Brian Zapacosta made history at St. Francis Shikoti School in Kakamega by scoring an A-, the highest grade since the school's inception. Our reporter Elizabeth Atieno with more on that.
Jubilations rocked this homestead in Chepkasiam village, Bomet County. Residents here are fizzing with energy as they celebrate Caleb Kipngeno, who scored grade A in the recently released KCSE results.
So I'd like to thank the community for being here and celebrating with me these results. I thank also the school fraternity for also supporting me, from the teaching staff to the non-teaching staff. I thank them all.
What's even more interesting about Kipngeno's achievement is that he becomes the first person in this entire village to score grade A.
Kimweno ni wa kwanza katika kijiji yetu. Kuna wale wengine lakini hachakaribia kabisa. So tunasema ni asante.
Caleb, who emerged second in Kapsabet Boys High School, says he would like to become an engineer.
Yeah, keep on the hard work and you'll just make it.
Nora Langat is Caleb's mother and now recalls how her son put his best foot forward to succeed in his education.
Kazi ya mzazi ni kumwambia mtoto asome, lakini alikuwa anatupita, hata anasoma wakati yoyote, hata usiku alikuwa anasoma. Saa zingine hata tulikuwa tunamwambia, wewe kijana, wewe lala. Tunaamkia saa 8, kijana bado anasoma.
Nakumbuka siku tulikuwa tunampeleka, alikuwa na wasiwasi because alikuwa amepata shule mzuri, pia alikuwa na wasiwasi pia pale anapoenda atapatana na mabingwa wengine waliobobea.
An almost similar situation was witnessed in St. Francis Shikoti School in Kakamega County. History has been made in this school after it produced the first ever candidate to score grade A- since its inception in the year 1990. Teachers and students congregated at the home of Brian Zapacosta, who is the top student, and took him back to school to celebrate this momentous achievement.
When I was just immediately after the CS was through with the releasing, when I was still thinking for what to do next, the school came for me, as I just expected.
Godfrey Nangabo, the school principal, says the school has only attained a maximum grade of B+ in the preceding years until yesterday, when Zapacosta, whose school fees was fully sponsored by the school, broke the record.
Shikoti fraternity is celebrating entering the bracket of A, the grade A mean in KCSE results, courtesy of none other than Zapacosta Brian.
From Form 1, the school has been paying fees for him. Anytime you'd have a challenge, like for example, there's a time his eyes had an issue. The teachers came in and collected a lot of money, over 10,000, just to ensure that he has spectacles.
Elizabeth Atieno, TV47.
Well, congratulations to everybody. And of course, the two who have, of course, done it against all odds. May you keep winning in life. All right, let's now move on. And tonight, all eyes are on the Public Service Commission as interviews begin for the 109 individuals shortlisted for principal secretary positions in President William Ruto's administration. Now, the list cut down from an initial pool of 2,517 applicants includes prominent figures who previously served during the Jubilee administration. Well, this marks a big step in the president's efforts to form a broad-based cabinet capable of steering his development agenda. Stanley Nyaringita tells us more.
In what may seem an onboarding of former President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's allies into President William Ruto's government as principal secretaries, the Public Service Commission, PSC, has shortlisted 109 names. According to the PSC chairperson, Anthony Mushiri, the rearrangements and appointments in the top ranks of the executive last year in December necessitated the shortlisting. President Ruto's bid to form a broad-based government will see notable names like Director General for Health, Dr. Patrick Amoth, make his second stab to be a PS after missing out on the final list in 2022. Others include former KMPDU Secretary General Dr. Oma Oluga, former CAS and Horu's regime David Osiany, and former nominated Member of Parliament Wilson Sossion. Other men and women who served in the Jubilee administration featured in the list include former Governor of Nairobi Anne Kananu, former Secretary of Housing Patrick Mwenda, former board chair of Independent Policing Oversight Authority Anne Makori, and Mika Powon, who is looking to regain his PS title after serving as a PS for arid and semi-arid lands. Former Kenya Power Managing Director Ken Terus, whose 159 million cash shillings fraud case was withdrawn in 2023, has also been featured, as well as social media commentator Gabriel Kuda. The PSC is set to interview the candidates on a date and time to be determined by the Commission and will subsequently forward the names, ensuring gender balance and the inclusion of people with disabilities to President William Ruto. At the moment, it is a matter of wait and see on which PS the President may axe out of his current administration to make room for the fresh batch. Stanley Nyaringita, TV 47.
All right, let's go back to matters education. And identical twins from Shihunga Secondary School in Ikolomani, Kakamega County have surprised many by scoring identical grade A's in the 2024 KCSE exams. Despite financial hardships that kept them from joining a national school, their stellar achievement has put Shihunga on the map. Violet Auma caught up with them and filed this report. Take a look.
It was jubilation at Shikunga Secondary School in Ikolomani sub-county after Prosper Isoka and his twin brother Peter Lusava both achieved an exceptional grade of A of 82 points each.
To God be all the glory because we have gotten the same grades and we are identical twins. So I don't know if it's the twin thing or what. I felt even like screaming because it was over expectation. The
18-year-old twins who sat for the 2020 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE had impressive results, with Prosper getting 407 marks and Peter 396 marks. Despite being selected to join the prestigious Friends School Kamusinga, financial constraints led them to enroll at a local Shikunga Secondary School instead.
Even though we did not go to Kamusinga, but at least we have gotten that grade even in Shikunga. So it's for any student out there. It doesn't matter where you study. The exuberance I have, actually, I also big up my parents for the support they gave me, our teachers, the school fraternity.
There are twins and rare occurrence to happen. And they have scored the same marks, the same points. All of them have scored 82 points, an A of 82 points.
The school's deputy principal, Edwin Kwaela, says that the twins at some point were about to drop out of school because of school fees. Recognizing their potential, the board covered their school fees, ensuring that their academic goals are uninterrupted.
These two young boys have gone through their secondary education through the well-wishers. Were it not for the mercy of the school BOM, these students could have not gone through the high school.
Driven by a deep personal motivation, Prosper and Peter credits their aspiration to study medicine to their mother's undiagnosed long-term health condition. They are determined to become doctors and uncover the cause of her illness.
We have always admired to become doctors. So we believe that as we pursue our course in medicine, we'll make it. Even my mom, she's suffering from, I can't even tell, but she has a leg problem. So I've always had that passion of maybe one day I can at least do something.
Kwaela commended teamwork among teachers and students, which contributed to the school's overall success, including 73 direct entries to university. Shikunga Secondary School continues to inspire by turning challenges into triumphs and nurturing exceptional talent. Violet Auma, TV 47.
Okay, moving on now. Tonight, President William Ruto has warned his critics that he will not allow them to sabotage his development agenda on a day he went on the offensive against youth on social media, whom he said are being sponsored by politicians to tarnish his reputation. President Ruto, who concluded his two-day tour of the North Rift region, flanked by his deputy, Professor Kithure Kindiki, and his allies, vowed to continue uniting the country and transforming the economy despite opposition from saboteurs.
President William Ruto's two-day development tour in his North Rift home turf turned into a full-blown offensive against his critics on social media and their alleged paymasters, whom he described as saboteurs out to derail his development agenda.
This country is making progress, and the progress of Kenya will not be sabotaged by saboteurs who are against the progress of our nation. This country is moving forward.
Mimi nikiwa deputy wake, mungetaka nimsaidie katika hiyo kazi ama nikae hivyo? Nimsaidie kusukuma? Nisaidie rais kusukuma taifa? Wangapi wanasema nisaidie rais kusukuma taifa?
Ruto, flanked by his deputy Professor Kithure Kindiki in their first joint tour, and a host of his allies, expressed his concerns on the youth, manipulating his images on social media as a threat to the country's security and future.
Hiyo mambo ya kuweka watu kwa makaburi, leo mnaweka viongozi wa siasa, kesho mtaweka viongozi wa dini, kesho mtaweka wazazi wenu, kesho kutwa mtaweka ndugu zenu, na baadaye mtakuwa wahalifu, muanze mauaji katika Kenya. Na mimi nataka niwaulize viongozi wale ambao wana encourage hawa vijana. I want to tell leaders, let us not encourage our young people, the young people of Kenya, to do the wrong things.
Ruto's allies, led by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, defended the president from the torrent of attacks on social media, alleging former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya are behind the mudslinging campaign.
I want to assure you, Your Excellency, myself and our team in Interior, we are going to relook at this behavior, and we will make sure that we will charge all of those who are using this social media to threaten others, because if we don't do so, we will not have a country that is in order.
Hata waseme ati mimi ni bibi ya rais. Sinasikia huko kwa mitandao ananiita bibi ya Ruto. Si wanajua bibi ya mheshimiwa rais? Lakini watukanane, mimi ukicheza na hii serikali na huyu rais na huyu naibu wake ni mimi na wewe mundu huu.
Rais, sisi tunataka tukuambie, wewe fanya kazi. Hii fitina ingine ya mtandao hii ya masimu ya nini, wewe lenga, wewe angalia mbele. Na mimi nataka niambia hawa jamaa, mkitaka kutusi mtu, tusi Sudi, tusi Ichung'wah, nani, kwa sababu sisi ni mawe, hatusikiangi hiyo maneno.
Ruto, who launched the Last Mile Connectivity Program in Keses, Uasin Gishu County, among other projects, defended his two-year stay in power, saying he has transformed the economy, with his allies campaigning for his re-election in 2027.
Wale ambao wanakashifu rais kwa mtandao, kuna wengine wanasema ati Ruto must go. Aende wapi? Waambia hao watu sisi tunataka stima, tunataka barabara, tunataka rais aunganishe wa Kenya, kwa hivyo hakuna mahali Ruto anaenda. Tuko pamoja? Wangapi wanasema paka 2027 hakuna mahali Ruto anaenda nione?
Ruto concluded his tour as his main rival, former DP Rigathi Gachagua, hosted his allies from the Mount Kenya region at his Madeira home, where they held private discussions. Apul Kamau, TV47.
All right, we continue with our coverage. Remember also, coming up, of course, we're going to be having that conversation with the Vice Chancellor of Mount Kigali University. And of course, he's going to be talking to us about the opportunities that, students have if you want to go back to school, if you have, students who you'd want, to actually try something abroad in Rwanda. You better keep it here for that conversation. All right, let's now move on. And former Inspector General of Police Noor Gabal, nominated as Kenya's ambassador to Haiti, faced tough questioning from MPs over the welfare and security of the 400 police officers deployed to Haiti under a peacekeeping mission. Meanwhile, former ICT Cabinet Secretary Nyambura Ndongo has declined her nomination as ambassador to Ghana, though she did not disclose her reasons for doing so. Elizabeth Matuku tells us more.
Thank you, Chair.
As from 9 in the morning, legislators were ready to vet some of President William Ruto's nominees for various ambassadorial positions.
Meru County.
Former ICT Cabinet Secretary Dr. Nyambura Ndongo, who was nominated by President as ambassador to Ghana, was scheduled to appear before the National Assembly's Defense Committee by 9 a.m. However, she declined the offer, citing personal reasons. This refusal of the position by Dr. Nyambura's being the second one following a similar decision by former Mugirango West lawmaker Vincent Kemosi.
Clerk, I will ask him to introduce him.
Former Deputy Inspector General of Police Noor Gabal, on the other hand, faced tough questions from the committee, with members focusing on his role during presidential election results announcement at Bomas of Kenya and the chaos that occurred. Gabal telling the members that he had no regrets about his efforts to restore peace and order during that time.
Who was in charge of the command at that time, would you say, of course, with the benefit of hindsight and retrospection, that you would have better prepared for such kind of an important exercise for the country?
We were working as police officers like in other talent center in the Republic. We were working for the IBC as employee. And what I want to say is, whatever we have done, the same is the principle I could have used even tomorrow if I made the in charge.
MPs also raised important questions regarding the Haiti peacekeeping mission and the welfare of the 400 Kenyan policemen deployed there. The debate on social media over the alleged delayed payment of the officers featuring during the vetting process, as Gabal dismissed the claims, insisting that the officers deserve support from Kenyans as they have carried out a huge task.
Would you say that the deployment of 400 Kenyan police contingency is almost a joke, a drop in the ocean, and in a way, as it looks as if our allies are setting us Kenyans for failure?
You know that the former president was killed, but therefore there is where our officers are covered. Therefore, generally, no officer has resigned. Officers are doing an excellent job. They just require support from all Kenyans.
Meanwhile, former Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba, who also appeared before the committee as Kenya's permanent representative to the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, nominee, stated that his appointment was specifically designed to represent Kenyans globally. This as he insisted that he had not been demoted by President William Ruto.
Would I consider being handed an assignment to represent Kenya in that space a demotion? No. I would consider it a reassignment to a different role, a different responsibility. I believe I'm almost tailor-made for this position.
The committee is expected to present a report for approval or disapproval by the whole House. Elizabeth Mutuko, TV47, Nairobi.
Sports News brought to you by Maybet. Bet bila stake. Predict the outcome of 8 pre-selected games and win up to 100,000 shillings. Only at maybet.com.
All right, let's now take a look at some sporting action. Kibiwot Kandie and Diana Chepkori emerged victorious in the 44th edition of the Kenya Defence Forces Cross Country Championship held at the Ulinzi Sports Complex earlier today in Nairobi County. Now, the competition was used to select a team that will participate in the National Cross Country Championships. Our reporter Boniface Kimanzi was in Lang'ata and brings us the full details.
The 44th edition of the Kenya Defence Forces Cross Country Championship was used to select a team which will participate in the national competition.
I'm happy to start the new year with a victory because normally the AKDF Cross Country Championship is more the nationals, because out of all the almost the 20 formations, they produce the best 6 athletes to run. And of course, to be a winner is not just here, by the way, it means a lot.
In the women 10-kilometer race, Diana Chepkori from Embakasi emerged victorious, finishing ahead of Joyce Chepkemoi from Lab and Jocelyn Chepkosgei from Modika.
Mbio haikuwa rahisi, lakini nashukuru Mungu alinipa nguvu nikashinda. Kwa kweli haikuwa rahisi, juu watu wenye tulikuwa tunakompete wote walikuwa strong.
In the men's 10-kilometer event, Kibiwot Kandie of Embakasi finished in the first position after shrugging off stiff competition from Wesley Yego from Wab and Wilson To from Kahawa and Charles Karuri from Embakasi.
Race haikuwa rahisi, ilikuwa ngumu, but nashukuru Mungu kwa kuwa namba 2, sikuwa natarajia.
The race attracted athletes from different camps in Kenya, including Lanet, Nanyuki, Modika, Thika, Embakasi, Kahawa, Manda, Mtongwe, and Isiolo.
What I did extra to my normal training is the power training. And power training, of course, you must do the hill walk and the slope sprinting, whereby you will have the powers to resist all the pace, because the competitors also have done the training.
Boniface Kimanzi, TV47 Sports.
Hey, those officers can dance. Today there has been so much celebrations in the bulletin. It's a great start, to our show this year. So you know what? We want to take a short commercial break, but remember, we have the man himself, the dragon. Steve Simple Boy, he's in studio. You saw him earlier. I mean, he just charged me up. So we're going to be taking a short break. We're going to come back with Willis Ochieng, of course, joining us from Kisii County. And later on, of course, Steve Simple Boy in Domanake. Aya, msiende mbali. right, and welcome back to this Friday. Thank you very much for staying with us right here. And like I promised, we have very interesting conversations today. And before we get to Steve-O, I want us to have this conversation with Dr. Martin Kimemia, who, like I mentioned, is the Vice Chancellor of Mount Kigali University. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you too.
Karibu sana. Hapa tunaongea Kiswahili, Kizungu, hata ukitaka unaweza tufundisha Kinyarwanda.
Kinyarwanda.
Hata kusalimiana tunasema aje kusalimiana tu peke yake.
Inategemea wakati. Kwa hivyo ikiwa ni asubuhi si utasema tu mwaramse.
Mwaramse. Na sasa kama sasa jioni sasa.
Kurubiana na lugha zetu hapa za Kibantu.
Na sasa ya jioni
utasema mwirwi.
Mwirwi.
Mwirwi. Mwirwi nesa.
Okay.
Kisalimiana mwirwi nesa.
Okay. Asante. Such guys, umejua something today. It's good to have you here. And of course, Mount Kigali University, a very, very big institution. Maybe before we get into, the school and everything, maybe you can tell us something about yourself. I can see you even armed with notes because you daktari mwenyewe. So maybe you can talk to us, maybe just a brief introduction of yourself.
Maybe to do a brief introduction, I'm Dr. Martin Kimemia. I am the Vice Chancellor of Mount Kigali University. And Mount Kigali University is situated in Kigali City, Rwanda.
Yes.
And I would like to say I am also an author. And I appreciate being here and thank you for having me.
So what do you like to write about?
I write more about research. In fact, I have written several books on research. I have written the essentials of research methodology. That is my book. I have also authored another book called Scholarly Writing and Publishing.
Oh my goodness, interesting. Sounds very complicated.
Not complicated, it's only that it's more scholarly.
It's scholarly.
Yeah.
All right, so talk to us about Mount Kigali. Here we have Mount Kenya University.
Yeah.
So then there's a sister university, Mount Kigali. What is different about it? And maybe you can just talk to us briefly about it.
Maybe I would wish to start, Betty, with the history of Mount Kigali University and say that Mount Kenya University had a campus in Kigali, Rwanda. And the campus was being called Kigali Campus of Mount Kenya
University.
Yes.
Got you.
We went to Rwanda in 2008. 2010, we began business. And we have been operating for those years. 2018, the campus decided, can we go out of our way? And not only going out of our way, but we wanted to be accredited right there in Rwanda. And that is the genesis of Mount Kigali University. On accreditation is when we moved from the campus status, Kigali campus of Mount Kenya, and now we became Mount Kigali University. And this is it. That was on 2023, April 20th is when the
you had a standalone name.
Got the accreditation.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And how was the uptake, since 2008? Do you have more of Kenyan students who live in Rwanda who go to Mount Kigali University? Or do you also have locals who prefer to go to MKU?
I would like to say our university is an international university. And I would like to say that we have over 25 nationalities. Kenyans being part and parcel, Ugandans, Tanzanians,
so we're just a small percentage.
Mali, Liberia.
Right.
I have Pakistan students. I have some even from India.
Okay.
So across the world. So we could say that we are international. And you have asked a question, do we have Kenyans there? We have Kenyan students. We have also Kenyan faculty, that is the staff that we are having in the university at the end of the day.
All right.
So we have locals, we have Kenyans who are living in Rwanda.
Okay. And what can you say maybe is your strongest, study? Like what is it that like if you go to if I go to Rwanda today and I ask what is good about MKU, they'll say this is a course that you should take. Is there a strength?
Well, I would say that our courses are well coveted by almost in all the school. We have 7 schools. School of Business, School of Education, School of Nursing, School of Health Sciences. We also have the latest school, School of Law.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I would say that our program are 4th Industrial Revolution programs.
All right.
That means when you talk about more modern kind of approach to things, those are the programs Mount Kigali has brought on board. For instance, we have Bachelor in Event Management in our School of Hospitality.
Okay, that's our first, is it?
It's the first one in the Lake region.
Because I think the event planners normally they learn things on the go. There's no really course, right?
In fact, it has just been like a module or what you call units here.
Yes.
And it is a unit in hospitality. But we decided, look at it. Rwanda, for instance, is a tourism destination. Much of the MICE industry, about meetings, conventions, and whatever, there is a lot of tourism taking place. And we decided, how can we really make it happen? How can we participate in that space? And that's how we found ourselves at the end of the day, coming up with a Bachelor of Event Management.
Fantastic. You look so proud saying it. You look so proud
saying it. Can I tell you about another one that you...
Yeah, sure. Tell me about it.
Tell me of a university in Kenya that is offering Bachelor of Mental Health and Nursing. I'll tell you.
Okay, sijasikia bado.
Hujasikia, it's only nursing.
So there's now mental health.
We have a Bachelor of Nursing in Mental Health. Yeah.
Fantastic. So let me ask, why would I choose to come to Mount Kigali University and leave Mount Kenya University? What is the difference, you know, with regard to maybe the location? You've mentioned it's a tourism, you know, location. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people. So what is the difference?
Well, I cannot say that you leave my mother university.
You know, I was wondering how you're going to answer that question.
Of course, Titi la mama.
Do the best. I don't know that.
Lingalita. Hata liwe la nini lingalitamu. Hao ndio Waswahili basi waliobobea. Lakini tuseme ya kwamba I will not say that why leave Mount Kenya and come to Mount Kigali. Mount Kenya University is my mother.
Yes.
And therefore I salute you, Mount Kenya. Go, 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 Mount Kenya.
But there has to be something about traveling and having a different
experience. Let me tell you the reason you will come to Mount Kigali University. Number one is the quality that we will offer. We want to assure everyone across the world that this is the place you come and get the quality you're looking for. For instance, let me take you to our hospitality courses. We have Kigali Paramount Hotel, a 42-bed hotel that is a training hotel.
For now the students.
And I will tell you. Exactly. Do you know why we are coming in the lineage of Utali College and the hotel?
Yes, yes.
That is the kind of a model we have brought you. And we are saying our hospitality is a regional center of excellency. And that's why I told you some of the programs we are offering. We have both bachelor and also masters, and we also have one diploma that you should come for. Advanced culinary arts.
Okay.
Making chefs. Yes.
So that is a whole course on its own.
It's a course by itself.
Okay.
And you know what? How many people offer culinary arts even in this country?
I'm not even sure. You know, I don't want to sound, you know, like a blonde. But I thought we have that course, you know, offered here in Kenya.
Well, come and see the real people. Who
There's a twist to it.
There is the real touch. Yeah.
Amazing.
We want to give the pedigree that it deserves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the costs. You know, at the end of the day, mfuko ndo inaongea. So I'm imagining, like, you know, a parent who's watching the, you know, KCSE, you know, is out now. People are looking for, where do I take my children? How is it, like, talking about flights, talking about accommodation, how is it for somebody who's coming, let's say from Kenya, and wants to have a different experience?
Maybe let me start by congratulating all the students who did KCSE last year.
Yes.
The results are out. I'm happy to see at least a different trajectory from what we had previously. I've seen a lot of improvement, and there is a balance across the country. I have seen good performance at the coast, good performance in the central region, the western, and that one gives us a picture that we would have liked to see. In the previous year, there was a lot of hula baroos and a lot of noise about the results. And therefore, congratulations, and the Ministry of Education, you did us proud this time, and thank you. Having said that, let me come to you, parent.
Yes, yes.
You're there, I will tell you what would make you come to Mount Kigali University, and about the cost is about the affordability. We are affordable. For instance, how much is a bachelor in education right here in Kenya for a semester? You'll be charged around 56,000 for a semester.
Okay.
You know how much we charge on the other side?
Tell me about it.
180,000 Rwandese francs.
Okay.
Divide that one by roughly 10, it will be like 18,000 per semester.
Oh, wow.
Who is this
in
the country who cannot afford 18? And that's why I have decided to come over and really tell our Kenyan folk that please come on board, guys. Education on the other side is affordable. Let me take you to another, maybe I take you to our School of Nursing. Our nursing, Bachelor of Nursing, General Nursing, Bachelor of Midwifery, and we also have a Bachelor of in Mental Health. And all these degrees at only around 430,000 Rwandese francs. Divide by 10 is around 43,000 Kenyan shillings.
All right.
In Kenya, if you are to take that degree to clock around 100 per semester, what am I trying to say? Fee is affordable.
Okay.
When we come to accommodation,
Yes.
of course, it varies. It depends with your pocket.
Yes.
Of course.
You can decide to get an apartment, or you can...
So that one, but what we have in the university is affordable at the end of the day.
The student quarters, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's wait and see. I'm sure you've spoken to the hearts of many parents who are looking for a good university to take their kids to. And yeah, maybe I'll be visiting very soon.
Please come on board.
Yes, I need to see for me, I'd be interested in the communication. You know, what kind of anchors are you producing and reporters?
Let me tell you for your information, because you are in this industry, the media industry. We have Royal FM. Royal FM is our radio. Our students learn from there. The model we have taken is what we call CBC. And you asked a question previously I would like to answer along this time. Why should you come to Mount Kigali University? We are CBC compliant. We teach on skills, we teach on the fourth industrial revolution courses, and not only that, we have faculty who are really have the pedigree that you're looking for. Let me tell you that our faculty again come across the world. We have Nigerians there, I have Eritreans, I have Kenyans, I have Ugandans. All of them are teaching in our university. So when you come, you'll find the diversity we are looking for.
Lovely.
And I would like to say, the reason you need to come to Mount Kigali University, this is the only university that you can really learn and fly in the world.
I love it.
And do you know what?
Okay, I'm sold.
Just one thing.
Yes, yes.
Our slogan is empowering generation through quality education.
Okay.
That is what we fly with.
Got you. Yeah. I love that. And you sound very, very, I love the enthusiasm that you have. Well, thank you very much. Like I mentioned, I'll visit. Maybe I'll come up with maybe Bachelor of Happiness or something. But thank you very much. And if somebody is interested, how can they get to learn more about Mount Kigali University?
Maybe I would wish to say that they can go to our website, www.mkur.ac.rw, or we say RWA. So it is www.mkur.ac.rwa. That is the place you'll find all what I'm talking about. You'll find our schools and see the programs that are there. You'll find more about us. You'll find our prospectus there and everything about the fees I have talked about. Again, you can call. We have a call center. We have this number you can call, +250. Let me just start with that because
yes,
it's international. +250 728 55 11 99. If you call that number, somebody will be on the waiting and will pick it on WhatsApp. Because I know today we are in the social media.
Of course.
Let them go to 0733 46717. Once they get there, they're able to communicate with our staff who are really in the marketing department and they will help them. What of the Twitter handle? It is at MKU Rwanda. At MKU Rwanda. And By so doing, you find us.
We'll find you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Martin Kimemia, and all the best, in everything, and even coming up with new causes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much also for having me.
Thank you.
I want to see all of you Kenyans, especially the KCSE students, 2024,
coming over
to Rwanda.
Thank you very much. All right, so of course that is Dr. Martin Kimemia, who is a Vice Chancellor at Mount Kigali University, of course urging parents, and students to try it out. So you can of course get the information on social media and of course the number he's given us. All right, so still on matters education, but this is now a different kind of class, and I want to bring in Willis Ochieng joining us from Kisii County for Which is Which. All right, so let's get to the hot stuff now. It's time to learn proper pronunciations. Let me bring in Willis. How are you doing tonight? We've missed you on air. It has been 2 weeks of a break, but now we're back. How have you been? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Betty. It's been a great break, and when you have a break, remember that it refreshes the mind. And before even I talk to you much, Betty, I have a special salute to all those people who give education like Mount Kigali University.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Willis. And you know what? Today I saw the list, and the words are really, really confusing. So I want us to start with the ones that I have before we get to the ones that, of course, umepata pale kwa mtandao. So this one, let me spell it out because I'm also not sure of the spelling. So it's SUCCUMB. Willis, hiyo kitu tunasomaje?
Oh, Betty, what we should avoid is saying succumb. Succumb, no, because the B at the end of that word is silent. You say succumb, to succumb, not succumb.
Okay, that's interesting. So if it's the past tense, you say he succumbed, right? So it's not succumbed.
Yes, succumbed, not succumbed. Many people innocently say succumbed, even with a punch, without knowing that it is wrong. You say succumb, and the past tense or the past participle, succumbed. Succumbed, not succumbed.
Got you, Willis. Thank you for that. I was not sure and I was wrong in the way I thought it was being pronounced.
It happens, Betty. It happens.
All right. Moving on to this other one. So do we say there were damning allegations, or is that N silent, Willis? D-A-M-N-I-N-G.
Damning.
Damning.
Damning, not damning. As you correctly put it, the N is silent, not pronounced. So you say damning report, not a damning report.
Okay, damning it is. Willis, moving to this other one, I think it sounds simple, but I'm sure it is going to be a surprise. So this one is Tricycle. Willis, how do we go about that one? Is it tricycle? Tricycle? How do we go about that one?
Betty, that is a tricky word. You say tricycle, tricycle, just like we say bicycle for that which has 2 wheels, but the one with 3 wheels, you say tricycle, not tricycle, and not what any other person may come up with. I'm talking about the standard English pronunciations. Tricycle.
Got you. Thank you for that. And also, before I let you talk to us about your words, there's this other word I've heard the president mentioning today, saboteurs or saboteurs. People who want to sabotage your efforts or something. How do we go about that?
Betty, when we come to what we call RP, that is received pronunciation, which means the standard form of the British pronunciation that is acceptable and depending on the educated speech. Betty, you say saboteur.
Saboteur.
Saboteur, the saboteurs. But remember, you can also say tour, just like rapporteur, rapporteur, and rapporteur. Entrepreneur, entrepreneur and entrepreneur or antro.
Okay, okay. I know that one was a confusing one last year. All right, Willis, that is it from me. Maybe you can take us through what you have for us tonight.
Well, I'll handle them a bit fast for tonight to cover because many people sent in words. If I leave or if I have ever left out a word from somebody, maybe you can be keen as at now to hear what we have for you. We have Brian Odeo of Eldoret. You say tamba when you talk about that quality of sound. Tamba, not timber. Timber is for wood. Tamba with B-R-E, you say tamba. Tamba, not timber. Then your second word, you say suite. Presidential suite, not suit. Then James Mushiri, you say come-uppans. Pamela Nelima of Bungoma, you say accent. Accent, not accent. So and so's accent, not accent. Then we have at Koskei Kipketer, you say cucumber. Cucumber, not shoshomba, you say cucumber. Then you say triumph. Betty, you must have heard of shoshomba.
Shoshomba. Okay, Willis, let me be honest, I have not heard that one. But I'm sure you have.
But somebody really surprised me when he told me that somewhere in certain parts of the country, CU takes the sounding sho-sho. So some people innocently mistake it to be shoshomba, but that is not the pronunciation. When you come to the English orthography and phonology, it's a different deal in that case. Now, we have Lorna Awino of Kisumu. You say sincere, but that noun form is sincerity, not sincerity. Many people say sincerity, but that is inaccurate. You say sincerity. Wakili Jesse Kihoro. Wakili Jesse Kihoro of Juja Kiambu, you say excerpt as the noun, excerpt. But then you can say excerpt as a verb. Remember, when it is a verb, you can also say excerpt with the stress at the onset. But the best way to handle it, you say excerpt as a verb, but as a noun, you say excerpt. Now, we have Nelly Blessings Matuka Nyariki. Nelly Blessings Matuka Nyariki of Camel Vale. If you like, you can say Camel Vale. That is C-A-R-M-E-L-V-A-L-E. Camel Vale Catholic School in Nairobi. You say Donham. Donham. Blessings, you say Donham, not Donham. That H is not articulated or pronounced. Then you say crayon, not crayon. Betty, were you ever told about crayon when you were young? Crayon. Where's your crayon? But that is wrong.
Okay. Got you.
You say crayon, and you don't say Donham. You say Donham.
Oh, really?
Anyway, Nathan or Nathan, I'm telling you, Betty, let English be English. That is, we have to follow the pronunciation. That is the rules that guide the pronunciation. The H in that name is not pronounced. You say Donham.
Okay, not Donholm.
Not Donholm. And remember, you also say Eastleigh, not Eastleigh. Eastleigh, not Eastleigh. You also say Windsor.
Eastleigh.
Windsor, not Windsor.
Hey, Willis, umekuja na ubaya.
We are learning, Betty. Now, we have started 2025 and we have to get things right, especially those who like correct or accurate pronunciations. Now, we have at firstborn _KE of Nairobi, you say conqueror. Nathan Ngetich. Locally, we find ourselves saying Nathan, but it's Nathan Ngetich. You can say data, and you can also say data. But now your second word, bankrupt, simply bankrupt. The first one, data or data. Kinyanjui Ngugi, and at Siguna Rawlings, you say silhouette. Betty, this word is very popular on this show.
Yes, a
silhouette,
lot of times.
not silhouette. Silhouette, no. You say silhouette. Then we have Paris Chenge of Kilifi, results. Mwalimu Fred Oganga, you say to err, not to err. To err, well, in American English, you may hear of err, but you say to err is human from Homa Bay County. Victor Mandela, you say lichen, but you can also say lichen. Then lastly, Mary McKenna of Nairobi. You say education or edu. Edu or edu. You can say education, or you can also say education. Then, Betty, I think we can now go straight to that word that they are testing their tongues with before we go to the surprise word. This word, Betty, you say spontaneous. Spontaneous. Not spontaneous, spontaneous, and all that. No. Spontaneous. That which is done without planning, without practicing, or just done naturally. You get that, Betty?
Yes, absolutely.
Great, great. Now, let's go to our surprise word for tonight, Betty. This 2025. When we talk about the hospital for dying people or those who are terminally ill, you don't say hospice. Hospice, no. If you check the phonetic transcription that I have used down here, you'll realize that you say hospice. Hospice. Just like prejudice, not prejudice. Hospice, novice, prejudice. I hope we are learning with everyone who loves this show. Otherwise, if you have something for us, any tricky word on earth, which is English, please just send it in, and every Friday night we'll help you. You can use my X handle, and that is at Willis Ochieng1. Be sure you send to at Willis Ochieng1, the only handle that I use. If not, you can reach out to the lovely and the great Betty M. Kialo, that is at Betty M. Kialo, or you just go to the big place at TV47 News. We'll get it and we'll help you. Betty, it's now back to you.
Thank you very much, Willis. That was such a punchy start to the year. It's like you've been listening to a lot of people talking and you just needed to come back on air and just, tell people the right way to pronounce. So it's not Isili, it's Istli. Nipeleke Istli. And not Donholm. It's not Donholm, it's Donholm. Hey, Willis, he's of course joining us from Kisii County, and of course we appreciate his contribution to the show. So we'll be taking a short commercial break, but tukirudi mzema tulinga Dragon mwenyewe ndo manake ako hapa kwa studio na sisi na amekuja na machabe hawachanangi hao watu wawili. So don't go away, we'll be right back. You know, Steve is here in the studio and everybody's just excited and everybody's just happy. Steve, you just spread so much joy. Watu wanakupenda.
Kusema kwanza kabla tuingie kwanza. Yaani mtoto lombolombo, mtoto parachichi, mtoto gudaguda, mtoto lembelembe. Yaani mtoto haunanga vangani eh? Yaani kwa
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you. Ati mtoto pocho pocho. Hizi asante by the way. Wewe ni kijana gangari.
Ausia.
You know, I've been looking forward to this interview as this. Mbona unajua ni msee wangu. Sasa first of all, hii jina Dragon. Ilitoka wapi? Mbona ulichagua kwa Dragon?
Najua nilikuwa nimeangalia kule Tanzania. Kuna wanyama. Kuna simba, kuna chui, kuna tembo. Sasa nikasema juu Dragon hakuna mtu amejiita Dragon. Juu Dragon ukiangalia kwa Biblia, kwa story
karibu useme Biblia wewe unakuona sana.
Hata Biblia imeandikwa pia, Biblia pia imeandikwa
Dragon. Wapi hapo?
Okay, ukiangalia wakati wa Noah, Dragon zilikuwa zimegiwa stoki. Naona.
Zikiingia kwa ile ark.
Yeah.
Dragon walizifungia.
Aziko tena. Sasa nikasema juu vitu ambavyo nafanya si kawaida. Nafanya vitu ambavyo hazieleweki.
Atuelewi, by the way hata nakuangalianga sielewi kitu.
Sasa nikasema acha ni jina Dragon ikuje.
Dragon ikuje. Lakini unajua the thing is yani vile umegrow it is just so good. Yani especially last year 2024. Sijui ulitoa wapi hiyo energy, ulichange tu ukasema mimi ndo mimi naweza, mimi ndo niko. Yani ukakuwa tu on a very nice trajectory ya ku grow.
First of all Kenya ilifanya kuna mastylist wengi sana ambao wanafanya hii kazi. So nikachagua moja kwanza ni nijaribu na kama tunaweza naye mbele.
Your stylist.
Anaitwa Kenyaro. Kenyaro pia wakati mambo ilikuwa imeenda chini akakuja kunisaidia.
So ni anatengeneza hizi manguo. So that was the first thing we change, stylist. Ukapata sasa stylist. Sasa hizi ni nguo, first of all mnatoanga wapi hizi ideas? Kama sasa ni umevaa leo.
Hata mimi mwenyewe sijui. Kumbuka jana najua ni nguo gani nataka nivae.
So ulimwambia tu nataka tu kuvaa vitu crazy, fanya hivyo yeye akachukua hiyo. So the stylist akachange as the first thing.
Nini akachange? Hairstyle.
Wewe zile hairstyles zako. Oh my, kwanza zile picha ulinitumia. Nani alikam na hiyo idea ya kufanya hizo crazy things?
Anaitwa Geometric Barbershop. Pia aliingilia kati. Na bali pia na designer na style kuingia kati. Pia kuna mastylist wengi sana na madesigner wanataka nifanye kazi na wao.
Na sasa unawalipanga ama unakufanya ile tu unafanya unawapatia big up unalipanga because hizi outfits kila siku kuna outfit mpya.
So
kwani chapa imeingia naona chapa imeingia vizuri.
Siko mbaya vile naona. So kuna wale wanajitolea kunisupport na pia kuna wale ambao wanasema sivyo ukifanikiwa utasahau.
Usikumbuke. Haya, wanasound kama politician yani usisahau ukifika huko juu. Sasa alafu so stylist ikachange, nywele ikachange. Sasa tena muziki ikachange. Sound yako ikakuwa mambo iko shega. The sound ikakuwa saa even better yani iko na punch.
Kuna tu wana confuse na mtindo wangu wa ngoma. Watu wengine wanasema ni gengeton, watu wengine wanasema ni ambaton. Lakini mimi si ambaton, mimi naimba yani.
Wewe yako inaitwa nini?
Hata bado pia jina. Mimi ukinika kwa hip hop niko sawa. Ukinika kwa gengeton niko sawa. Mimi sina style.
So hata hiyo yako bado haijapatikana jina. Okay. Okay, sawa. Haya. So unasema hiyo music yako ilichange aje sasa?
Wakati mambo ilikuwa vibaya, tulikuwa na group ya watu 5. So watu 5 vile mambo ilikuwa sawa pia wakaingia mitini. So tuka
Unasemana ni sile vitu iko sawa wapi?
Yani kuna watu wanakuja wasema Steve tutakuwa pamoja katika
managers.
Zikinafanya sawa kwa wakati wakona mimi niko na gharama wanatoroka.
Wako na gharama kweli?
Hata nasema niko na gharama gani? So ilibidi sasa tubaki mimi na Machabe. Yeah.
Two-man show. Mko kupiga hivyo show.
Yeah.
How utasasa kuendelea kugrow aje? Yani sasa 2025 nini utaongezea kwa kila kitu about Steve Simple Boy? Yani uko even better than ulikuwa hiyo 2024. Na ndio kuna song mpya by the way inaweza?
Okay, kabla tuingie kwa song kwanza, Kenya nataka kuchenja hii 2025 kwanza, Maluku bado tuendelee nazo.
Maluku.
Yes style tuendelee nazo. Na ngoma pia tuendelee nazo. Kenya, Uganda na nchi nyingine pia kama kuna msanii collab tutafanya naye.
Kuna mtu tutafanya naye collab maybe kama say Willy Paul maybe unaweza kufanya.
Mimi nisema mimi sichukui wasanii. Wasanii wakimba vitu ambazo na make sense kwa jamii, nitafanya kazi na wao. Sasa mtu akuja aimbe matako ngoma na mimi niko queen, hapana.
Umesema nini? So utakuwa pia unaangalia ule artist mnaweza fanya collaboration. Sasa juzi nimekuona ulikuwa Tanzania na ukafanya audition. Mbona unafanya audition na wewe tayari wewe ni superstar?
First of all, walikuja Kenya pale na Soul Theatre. Ukiangalia kwa hiyo video, majaji walisema Steve already ni msanii mkubwa, mbona amekuja hapa? Lakini mimi huko nililipwa nikuje ni appear peke yake.
Ilikuwa yani appearance. Ukapatiwa do ufanye appearance. Kwa hivyo iko ati sijui umeenda ku audition. Ndio kuna madrama mingi. Majia mingi za ku make chapa. Majia ni mingi za ku make chapa.
Unajua Kenya wasanii wana fail sana. Wana stick kwa imbaji peke yake au wafanye vituko. So mimi nilimamua sasa bali na kuimba pia nifanye vituko.
Ufanye vituko na unafanya hizo vituko vizuri sana. Sasa tuongea about Machabe. Ni yule ako pale sijui kama kuna microphone. Lakini unaweza tu kujua at least watu wakuone hata kama utaongea sana. Umechukua Machabe sasa umemweka kama bueno manager wake sasa.
Namsaidia
mlitoana wapi na amwachani yani kabisa mwachani kabisa. Karibu Machabe. Hata uwezi salimia host. Uko fiti?
Bwana asifiwe.
Asifiwe tena sana. So mlitoana wapi na Machabe mkakuwa hivyo my best friends, manager, artist nini?
Machabe elezea kabla nielezee.
Mimi nataka umuongelee. Tuambie.
Okay, Machabe kabla tukuwe pamoja tulikuwa marafiki kitambo. Hata kuna ngoma nyingine tulitoa kitambo inaitwa Rafiki. So kwanza hapo ndio tukaanza ku make friends.
So uko na yako na talent. Na imekuaje, growth yake imekuaje vile umekuwa na yeye this whole time?
Ako sana ni kijana mnyenyekevu.
Na yeye utakia dunga malukuluku.
Aluku pia atadunga. Sasa sijui vile yeye ni msanii wa gospel. Sasa jinga atakuja atapiga luku zangu.
Kama Trezana.
Ama atapiga suti kama pastor.
Machabe, it's good to see you. Pole una microphone lakini at least watu wamekuona, at least ulikuwa around. So tukiendelea kumalizia, Wakenya wanakupenda sana.
Naam.
Unafikiria mbona wanakupenda hiyo love? Hata nikikupost tu hivi, ma comments kila mtu anafurahi yani kila kitu.
Mimi nafikiri Kenya ifanya mimi niingilie na mafans. Mimi sinanga maringo. Fan akitaka selfie tunapiga. Akitaka kunisalamia tunasalimiana. Unaona? Na pia Kenya pia watu wananipenda juu mimi wanga nawaletea vitu kali. Na
unatuchekesha.
Vichekesho. Mamsemo.
Hizo misemo unatoanga wapi? Hizo ni inakuwa tu uongo tunatudanganya lakini
kwanza ukiangalia Matthew Muskila
niliona kwanza ulikuwa unaambia baba fulani aseme hiyo kitu, nilishangaa sana.
Okay, Matthew Muskila ndio ni lugha ya Kiarabu ilikuwepo, lakini hakuna ule mtu mwenye alikuwa ametilia mkazo julikani. So nikafanya utafiti, nikasema siseme Matthew Muskila ikakuja ikakuwa kubwa.
Alafu tukimalizia hizi shows, nimeona umepiga mashow mingi, unaenda ulikuwa Turkana ama ulikuwa wapi? Tunakufollow sana. Unalipwa vizuri, like management yako sasa is taking care of you, like uko sawa sasa. Watu wanakupatia ile, you know, kama ni mpango, mabounce, yani umesema umepangwa vizuri, umejipackage sasa vizuri na inalipa sasa.
Yeah. Seti hiyo ni poa. Unajua Wakenya wakisupport pia muziki ya Kenya pia itainuka. Kama kuna show ama deal, watu sema Steve Simbobo yako hapa anaweza fanya kazi. Yeah.
So inalipa sasa.
Muziki inalipa.
Inalipa, sio uko sawa, umekaa vizuri. Mbona unakaa ni kama uko
Niko sawa, mimi niko sawa.
Uko sawa. Aya, so tukimalizia fans utawaambia nini wale wanawatch sasa hizi?
Kwanza Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year kweli.
Yeah, hii mwaka yani mambo itakuwa yente kabisa.
Atakuwa? Yente. Kabisa, itakuwa poa kabisa.
Na pia Wakenya pia unajua pia kuna walisema nikikuja nikwambie. Mpango wako ni aje na Steve Simbobo.
Unajua ile picha tulichukua last year. Unajua tulichukua time like this last year, February. Hiyo kitu ilienda ikatrend, kila mtu alikuwa anakutetea, yani basi angalia kijana.
Paka tu akasema tuoane.
Kwa hivyo watu wakisema tunaweza fire.
Tunaweza ndio inaweza kuwa.
Lakini unaona unapotea, mara nasikia uko na crush sijui na nani, uko loyal by the way. Unaruka huko, mara nasikia uko na crush sijui na nani na nani.
Unajua
uko una msimamo.
Sikiza.
Mimi siweza feelings ziko. Inaweza kuwa heart.
Unajua kwanza wacha niweke wazi. Unajua mimi ni kioo cha jamii. Inaweza piga picha na dem, ama piga picha na mtu mwingine.
Wezo ni mambo za maisha.
Ajili kuna uhusiano.
Hakuna zile unasemanga wako zinapenda usifanye, lakini unasema tu ni mafans. Hakuna uhusiano.
Hakuna uhusiano.
Sawa basi, usipotee sana basi. Acha tuongee hapo nyuma ya kamera uniambie. Sasa tumalize tuchape lines kadha kwanza the new song.
Okay, new song inaitwa Walimwengu. Kama umepitia kwa hiyo ngoma umeongeleza mistari zake. First of all kenye nimepata niandike hii ngoma, kuna tabia chwara zaidi. Chwara.
Hiyo ni kusema tabia mbaya.
Tabia mbaya.
Wanafanya nini hawasi?
Kwanza tukiingilia wanaume kwanza kwa verse ya kwanza. Unapata mwanaume anadanganya dem ati anampenda, anabaia chips kuku. Unaona? Sasa akisapata.
Nani anadanganya kwa siku hizi na chips na kuku? Hapo unatupa.
Ni ukweli, bado baba.
Hizi mtu anadanganywa na chips na kuku.
Ipo paka sahihi. Ukienda pale Kibira.
Okay. Kwa hivyo ni kitu inaendelea huko.
Inaendelea paka sahihi. So dema saa kubali. Akisapata mimba. Mwanaume anasepa. Apatikani. Na pia kwa lanza pili unapata pia nimechama mabinti kidogo. Mabinti kidogo wanadanganya na kitu kidogo. Wakisapata matatizo wana regret. Kwa nini nifanye hivi?
So umesema watu waache tabia mbaya za uchwara. Sema hivyo. Haya, lines tu kidogo, tuimbe tu kidogo tukimalizia sasa. Kama tusimame. Haya. Aya, eka mama line sasa. Wewe ni msanii sasa, fanya usanii sasa.
Nasema kuna baadhi ya wanaume wanapenda kuzingua, wanapachika mabinti mimba, hawana hata aya. Ahadi mingi sana eti baby nakupenda, nitakuoa, nitakulinda na tena nitakutunza. Wanadanganya, wanaleta majanga, alafu wanasepa huku wanafurahi. Tena wanajidai eti hao ni mabingwa. Inaudhunisha, au sio? Ndo manake.
Mazio video, utaandika kwa hiyo video.
Next video pako utakuwa.
Lakini lazima ulipe. So umesema kuna kusaidia kuna hapa. So sasa fuko iko mzito paka unabeba mkono zingine extra za kushika pesa.
Au sio?
Look ni moto. Hebu pinduka huko nyuma. Oh my goodness. Aya, you know what? It has been so amazing having Steve. Tumalizie show. Mimi nachoka kuongea. Nimeongea sana. Ndio kamera sasa. Fanya usanii sasa kitu heavy
Sema. Hakuna ngwere, hakuna bugda. Mambo iko shega tu, hakuna ngwere, hakuna bugda. Mambo iko shega tu, ting ting ting. Shega tu, na 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 na. Shega tu, simple. Shega tu, ndo manake. Shega tu, wanohet, wanapaka rangi upepo. I don't care zao za masheto. Niko mambaoni napigo na upepo. DJ pull up, kama hiyo tempo. Sahi wako busy na skando. Kibonge anataka ni muwando. Wanajaribu kuizima kando. Nimetoka faa, matai masaa, tau kibira mtaa. Mambo iko shega tu, tu, ausa.
Stima mtu wetu. Mzee Matulinga. Asante sana. Dragon testing.
Moto, wow.
Guys.